What is up, YouTube? Spectacular Spider Grandpa coming back at you with another contest entry. This time it's for a very underrated channel, in my opinion, and that is none other than Manchus. He is holding his 100 subscriber contest. Congratulations, my man, on reaching that milestone. Very underrated channel. He does a lot of action figure reviews, Marvel Legends. He recently did that big Dark Side and Grail review. I would actually absolutely die for that figure. That thing was awesome. My LCS has it, and they're asking way too much money for it, in my opinion. But that's a whole nother video. This excuse me. This time it is for Manchus. Like I said, great channel. He's been popping up in the Blast or the Stash It live shows in the chat. Appreciate that. Appreciate you coming out and watching. But like I said, he's got a very simple contest going on right now. You got to be 18. Got to be subbed to him. Obviously, I've been subbed to him for quite some time now. And he just has a very, very simple question. What is your favorite thing to collect and why? Well, anyone who watches my channel, watches the Blast or Stash It show, it knows it's all about the comics and the Funkos. Which one takes precedence over the other? Probably the comic books. I started back in the day reading comics. My first collection, I had 8 to 10,000 comic books. I sold for like $400 or $500. I recently started collecting again just 2 Novembers ago. And the only reason I started collecting again was to hopefully get my grandson into collecting as well. And he's just over a year old, year and 4 months or whatever it is. But hopefully when he gets a little bit older, he can inherit all this stuff and do what he wants with it. He is big into Paw Patrol right now. We tried to get him into Spider-Man, but like I said, he's a little too young. Hopefully when he's older, he'll pick up this hobby, and I can start bringing him to the LCS with me, to cons, to garage sales, what have you. But yeah. So obviously, comic books are my go-to collectible. Why do I collect them? Other than what I just told you, stories. Some stories are just spectacular. Other stories not so much. Art. There's some really amazing artists out there. Back in the day, it was Todd McFarlane, still one of my favorites. Eric Larson, Ron Lim, Will Patricio. I just all them image guys, man. Mark Bagley. That's my bubble of artists that I love. Just for example, just look at this cover right here. This is Aquaman number 18. Just came out this week, and I would want a poster of that. So I would put a poster of that in here. Art has always been big for me. Took a lot of art in school. I don't draw as much as I should be. I love when the YouTube channels send me art. I've gotten art from Trinity's Comics, Comic Brains, Tats Comics. I still need to get frames for. Yeah, so that's why I collect comic books. Every Wednesday, I'm there at my LCS, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. They usually open up a little bit earlier than that. I'm there picking up my new books, picking up books for the show. So that's it right there. Close second, of course, is my Funko Pops. This started more recently. Last year, I think I forgot what month it was, but I did pick up, I don't know if you'd see it up there. I don't know where she's at. That's my Walking Dead collection up there. My first ever Funko Pop was the first Michonne. And that's what started it. It blossomed from there. I think collecting Funkos, it's accessible to everybody. Like, if you're a fan of animation, they got a Funko Pop for Bob's Burgers. They got Funko Pops for movies, like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Video games. Freaking League of Legends right there. They got Funko Pops for rock bands such as Guns N' Roses up there. Right next to him is sports Funko, Sidney Crosby from the Pittsburgh Penguins. They got so many, different categories of Funkos. Everybody gets into them, so I think that's why they're so popular right now. In my collection, I do have just under 550 Funko Pops, and that's within a year's time. So it is a addicting habit. I think BGG is trying to get to 1,000 before the end of the year. I would like to get to 1,000 before the end of the year financially. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. I didn't think I'd have 550 of these things lying around the house, but it is what it is. I do collect a whole slew of other things, statues. What else do I collect? Everything. You could go back in some of my videos and see tours of my man cave. Yeah, so I collect a little bit of everything. I do have a room dedicated to the Chicago Cubs. I say room, it's the guest bathroom. It was just, we recently painted in there, so everything's down, or I would have did a little side video of that. Big Chicago Cubs fan. In the master bedroom, my wife has all her fairies. She collects fairy statues. I might have shown that in one of my videos as well. In the guest bedroom, it's all nautical themed because I did work on the water. I was in the Navy and I was a merchant mariner for 10 years after that. So a lot of nautical stuff is. I got a full size shark jaw shark hanging above the bed. It's pretty cool. Yeah, don't have a lot of guests here, but I do have a guest bedroom. In my wife's office, she has her Funkos, which is basically just the Twilight Funkos, and that's all heavy metal memorabilia, autographs, and sports collectibles, other than the Chicago Cubs. In the living room, it's all medieval themed. I have a full suit of armor in there. Lots of dragon busts and statues. Todd McFarlane's dragons. I got a ton of those in there. My CD collection. So I collect a lot of stuff. I could take you on a tour of the whole house, but that's not gonna happen because Grandpa's lazy. Now no need to see all that. But yeah, Drew Manchus, go check his shit out. If you're into collecting comic book action figures, that's the place to go. That's a channel to go right now. Drew Manchus. Go check him out. Go sub him up. Go check out his content. Tell him Grandpa sent you. Grandpa loves his stuff. Drew Manchus, congratulations on 100. Hopefully, I'll see you tonight on Blast It or Stash It. Be kind to one another, guys.